I stopped taking iron every day for about a few months, and my ferritin actually went up. And when I say I stopped taking iron supplements, I mean I stopped taking iron supplements every day. I switched to every other day dosing, and I'll explain why. My old protocol, it was take iron every day, and that's the whole protocol. Just take your iron supplement every day. What I noticed was that the iron type that I was prescribed, it wasn't the best for me. It gave me harsh side effects like nausea, constipation, and sometimes I would also feel dizzy. I tried on an empty stomach, I tried with and without food, and it didn't really make much of a difference. So that was my old protocol. After doing some research, I realized that there was some research around taking iron every other day. So I decided, one, to switch my iron supplement to a gentler iron, which was ferrous bisglycinate. And then I also decided that I would take it every other day. And I played around with the times. What I did do is I would take it either in the morning, once I woke up, 2 hours before any meal, or I would take it in the evening, 2 hours after my meal. And I did this for about 6 months every other day. And what I noticed when I retested, I did retest at 12 weeks, and then I retested again at 6 months, and my ferritin levels improved. Before, my ferritin would increase, then it would decrease. So I was almost on this up and down roller coaster. And before I go any further, I just want to make sure that even though I am a medical professional, this is not medical advice. I'm just sharing my story, and this is what worked for me. Make sure you talk to your doctor if you ever want to make any changes to your supplements. When I tested initially, my ferritin was really low. My ferritin was at a 6. I had all the side effects of iron deficiency anemia, which was the fatigue, the brain fog, the restless legs. When I would bend down, I would feel dizzy. I had all the symptoms, and as bad as that may sound, I thought I would always be that way. I figured since I have a period, this is how life would be. But I'm actually here to reassure you that it doesn't have to be that way, and even though it takes a while to build your ferritin levels, it definitely can be done. So the first thing I would want to say is if you're taking a medication and you don't feel well, the first thing you want to do is advocate for yourself. And sometimes it can be hard to do that if you don't feel comfortable doing that. For me, being an introvert, it can be a little hard to speak up for myself. And that used to be me in the past. I've made so much progress since then. But it can be hard to speak up and say that you don't want to do this or it doesn't work for you. You usually just accept and you try to stick it out. But if you stick it out and it's not working, then it's time for a change. And I do believe advocating for yourself is important, or bringing somebody along to help you advocate for yourself. That can also be helpful. So that was the old protocol. The research that I found, it related to a hormone called hepcidin. Hepcidin is a hormone that your body produces, and sometimes when hepcidin levels rise, it can block iron absorption. Hepcidin is like the gatekeeper of your gut wall. When you take a dose of iron, your hepcidin levels rise as a result of that. If you're someone that's taking an iron dose, let's say twice a day, every day, after a certain amount of time, the hepcidin levels become high, and it can even block absorption of iron. That's why you may see dark stools or stomach discomfort, because the excess iron just sits in your stomach. So once I saw those studies, then I decided that I would give the every other day dosing a try. I know that I'm not alone. For the viewers that are watching this video, what were some of the symptoms that you experienced that made you want to stop taking your iron supplement or switch to a different supplement? Drop it in the comments below. I'm going to read all of them after the video. So what actually happened after I started the every other day dosing? The first thing that I did experience with the gentler iron is I really didn't have much side effects. Maybe I would say from a scale from 1 to 10, I would say my nausea probably was a 1, if any, at the beginning, and then it tapered off. So I went with the Thorne iron supplement, and it's the Thorne Complete. It includes B12, folate, and some other vitamin C and ferrous bisglycinate. So I take that. I take 1 capsule every other day. I noticed my energy levels did increase. I was able to track my energy levels because I do have an Oura ring. I wear my Oura ring, and I also have a Fitbit. So I can track things like my heart rate and my sleeping score, and it helped me put together that the iron supplement was working in my favor. If you don't have any of the wearables, I do encourage you to maybe try at least one. The sleep score is very important, especially as women. If you're menstruating, your body temperature and your hormone changes, it's good to track your sleep and it helps you improve your sleep. For me, I was able to see that the iron supplement definitely helped me feel less restless, and I was able to get better sleep on most nights. After a few months, I was able to almost triple my ferritin value within a few weeks, and it was easier for me to stay consistent because I had established that routine. What do I want you to get from this video? It's not for you to just jump and make changes to your iron supplement, but it's really just to open discussion and give you the green light to talk to your clinician about maybe making some changes in your iron treatment and your dosing. The video was meant to bring you the research and the information and share my own personal experience. And always remember, you never want to guess to figure out what's going on with your body. It's better to always test instead of guessing. The only way to confirm if something is working is by testing. If you're taking a daily iron and you feel like your ferritin has been stuck, I would encourage you to have that conversation with your doctor. I'm going to go ahead and link all the studies down below. And if you need a step-by-step guide to help you increase your ferritin, I do have an iron recovery app, and I will also link it down below. And I'll see you in the next video.